What's going on, YT? It is your girl, TheLeaRae, and you're tuned into TheLeaRaeShow. So, I wanted to come on here and just do a little pop culture update. You know, I am one who follows pop culture. I mean, I'm not obsessed with pop culture. I mean, I'm not tuned in every day. But when something pops off in pop culture, I usually try to get a little bit in the know. I might read a few articles or something like that. So, there's been a lot going on, and I wanted to come on here and talk about it. I don't know what to call this segment, okay? Now, the only thing I know that I say is what up, what's good, what's poppin', but that's a mouthful. So if you got any ideas, you've been watching my channel for a minute, you got any ideas on what a segment like this could be called, let your girl know in the comment section below. But let's go ahead and get into it. First, we're gonna start with Kanye, well, formerly known as Kanye. Now, Ye officially changed his name on Revolt, which is NORE's show with DJ EFN. Now, I didn't know who DJ EFN was, but I do know who NORE is. Let me tell you something about NORE. First of all, he is hilarious. I did not expect him to be so personable, so funny, and just, he knows how to say things in like a non-offensive way. He knows how to ask questions and get the answers to things that he wants to get the answers to without offending the guests. Now, this is the only interview that I've watched that he's done because I didn't even know about this show, and the only reason why I watched it was because Ye was on there. And it was 2 hours and 24 minutes, and let me tell you, your girl watched all 2 hours and 24 minutes and then went back and watched certain clips of it because it was so entertaining. If you have never heard Ye speak, you need to go listen to him. It does not even matter if you like him or whatever. The dude is entertaining. First of all, he is not on Earth, okay? He's on a different playing field. He's somewhere else, and his dreams, his goals, his idea, his thought process is above most people. It's above most people, not like better than, but just kind of over their head. He's really fixated on this idea of a utopian society where people don't need money and things like that. And it's his opinion, he has reached this because he talked about how he's almost at a point, or basically at a point, where he doesn't even need money. Because right now he's practicing a form of homelessness, we're gonna call it, where he doesn't have a house. Like if Kanye wants a house, he can go buy a house, but he doesn't want a house. He just want to kind of travel and be on his, you know, on his hippie vibes. So he was talking about how he went, I don't know, to Paris or somewhere. He met up with the owner of Balenciaga. He was telling him how he didn't have a change of underwear and stuff like that because he only came with the clothes on his back in his house. His house, he calls the bag that he travels with. The owner of Balenciaga was like, oh, I got you. Gave him all new, like, Balenciaga socks, Balenciaga underwear. And his point was that he does not need money because even if he tried to pay Balenciaga, the owner of Balenciaga, they were like, no, like, your money's not good here. So he's kind of reached that part almost in his life where he doesn't have to pay for anything. He's really interested in reaching that utopian society where no money is involved. You can just live and you can just enjoy life. Now, he did talk about SOULJAH Boy, and I'm sure that y'all have heard or seen the footage from when SOULJAH Boy was spazzing out because Ye said the verse was whack. Now, SOULJAH Boy tried to hold his phone up to the camera to show the text message where Ye allegedly said that his verse was hard. I couldn't see it. In the clip that I saw, it was too bright. You know how it is when you hold the phone up to the screen. I didn't see none of the sort, and who's to say that was even about the same song? You know what I mean? So, and who's to say it might have been the same song? Who's to say that SOULJAH Boy didn't do multiple things for this track that he thought was gonna be on the album? I mean, Ye said it was trash. SOULJAH Boy was in his feelings. I don't know what platform SOULJAH Boy streams on, maybe like a Twitch or something. He was trying to chill, and I could see it in SOULJAH Boy. He was trying to chill, and Ye really gave him a compliment. He said that SOULJAH Boy is highly a big influencer, and he is going to affect the future. Now, there's some things that SOULJAH Boy has done, and I really don't know what they are. I mean, when I think back to how many bangers SOULJAH Boy had, I know that he was influential in this game. I know that he had a lot of music, but the way other people talk about him, because you know, SOULJAH Boy, he talked about himself and said he was one of the most or the most influential rappers in the game. But then to hear other people like Ye mention the same thing, I'm trying to figure out, what did SOULJAH Boy do? You know what I mean? Like, I know he has some bangers, but they're making it seem like he shaped the culture. I guess I'm just not into rap that deep to see who's copying who, but apparently a lot of people have gotten their style from SOULJAH Boy. So Ye did recognize that, and he said he wasn't gonna argue with nobody about it. But when he said the verse wasn't good, the verse wasn't good. That's one thing about Ye that I've noticed, is that he's going to tell the truth. It does not matter if it's a friend or whatever. And I guess SOULJAH Boy could not handle the fact that he was telling the truth. Another thing that I thought was hilarious in this interview was when he was talking about Drake, how they had this little beef going on, and how Drake operates as like this master manipulator, and I can see it. So he was saying how Drake is not the type of person to outwardly dish you, to come for you like super hard. He's the type that if you mess with him, he is going to DM your girlfriend, DM your wife, DM your sister, DM your grandmother, and like literally mess with everybody that's around you to the point where it drives you crazy. And I was like, you know what? I could see Drake doing that. That's some real certified lover boy type stuff. He gonna mess with all the girls in your circle, which is what Ye said happens when Drake was DMing Kim K. He was trying to make it seem like him and Kim K had some sort of relationship, and Kanye said it was kind of driving him crazy. He bit his ear. He used the reference of the fight when old boy bit old boy's ear because he was back to the corner. That's what he kind of said. Drake did. One thing I like about Ye, I know I'm going on and on about Ye, but you got to understand, Ye is my boy. He's in my top 5. Ye is a real human being. He is emotional. He has feelings. When he get mad, he get mad. When he gets sad, he gets sad. When he feels some type of way, he get it off his chest. Somebody has said something crazy or a diss, and Kanye said he put everybody in the group text. And when he put everybody, he's talking about he put Drake in the group text. I think he said he put Kim Kardashian in the group text. It was like, it had to be like 7 people he named. Everybody in the group text, I'm addressing everybody, and I'm letting everybody know that was not right. So that's what he did. I thought that was funny. But yeah, go watch the interview. With that being said, I want to move on to Donda versus Certified Lover Boy. First of all, I'm gonna say off the rip, Donda was a better album. If you know me, you know that Drake is my favorite. You know that Drake is my #1 artist. I think he's the GOAT, and I'll ride for Drake, but I'm not biased. So if I don't think that Drake albums was the best, I'm not gonna say it was the best. I really do think Donda was a way better album. Let me tell you something. I remember when So Far So Gone came out. I used to listen to that thing on repeat. It was like nothing I had ever heard before. Then think about Thank Me Later. I was running Thank Me Later back last night. Just the whole vibe of the music and some of the songs and his wordplay and everything, it is truly amazing. Sometimes when I listen to some of the songs off those albums, and I said those because those are some of the old ones, like I feel like I'm transcended to a different world. I feel like I'm transcended to Drake's world. Like that's how his music do me. See, this new album, Certified Lover Boy, it didn't take me nowhere. It was nothing particularly impressive about the album. He had some funny songs, like what's the song, Too Sexy or something like that. That was hilarious. The video was hilarious, but it did not move me like Donda did. Some of our favorite songs off Certified Lover Boy were 7 a.m. on Bridal Path. That song was hard. He was rapping for real on that. I like I Miss You Too. That's a very good song. And this wasn't one of my favorites, but I just have to mention this. Fountains was too out there. I think he tried too hard with that. He tried to kind of go left, do something different. It was too different for me. I didn't like it. He just needs to chill, okay? Now on Donda, multiple bangers. Okay, I'm not okay. So that was one. Jail Part 1 and 2. Listen, I didn't even look at the track list when I originally listened to the album. The only thing I did, I just put the album on and I started playing it. When Jail Part 2 came on with the features, I was done. Because everybody's feature was dope. So we got Jail Part 1 and Part 2. And let's not talk about Jesus Lord Part 2 with Jadakiss on there. That freaking shook my world. Jadakiss is one of my favorite rappers. His voice is so unique, and Kanye mentioned that in his interview with NORE, and he killed it. He killed the verse. What's crazy to me is you got these older rappers who could rap back in the day. They get on these tracks today and still got bars. And then Junior Watanabe, oh my, yo, that song goes so hard. I originally thought that Jail was my favorite song until I heard that. Both of those on repeat, just over and over and over and over. And I didn't even know what Junior Watanabe was. I had to go Google that because I'm not Kanye's peer. We don't dress the same. We ain't got the same money. I don't run in the same circles as him, so I don't know what that is. But apparently it's a designer, and the price is out of my range. That's all I know. While we're on Donda and Certified Lover Boy, let's go ahead and talk about what your boy Ye had to say about Kim in the interview. So basically, we've been thinking that there's a divorce that happened. I don't know if you were thinking that. I mean, I never looked up to see if there were any papers. But Kanye, Ye, has specifically said that he is not divorced from Kim. There are no papers, and he does not want to get a divorce, which is why when this whole situation with Pete Davidson came up, where Kim Kardashian was spotted at Not Scary Farm holding hands on the roller coaster. You know, they did an episode, her and Pete Davidson did an episode on Saturday Night Live, but she spotted with him on the roller coaster holding hands like this. See, y'all dating, okay? Because why y'all holding hands like this? And you're grown. Why you holding hands on a roller coaster? Y'all flirting. He had something to say about that allegedly. Now, this is allegedly. Kanye said that you don't need to be showing public affection with anybody because, number one, our divorce is not over, and that's not right. It's not right for our children. It's not right because we're still married, and it's not right in the eyes of God because, you know, Kanye be with the Lord now. So, but I'm kind of with Kanye on that. If he did say that, look, if our divorce ain't final, don't be doing all that extra stuff. You can't wait. Chill. How about you wait till the divorce is final? I know there's some things you got to go through when you get a divorce, like got to be separated for a year, all this kind of stuff. Look, chill. In that year, why don't you take that year to reflect, or the time that is taken from you from when y'all initially separated and then the time it takes to get a divorce? Just chill, because I don't like that. And I understand that they're breaking up and all this kind of stuff, but that's real sketch to me. I'm not with that kind of stuff where people be dating when they separated but they still like legally married. That's me. But hey, and then I watched the interview. It was some E! News interview, but it's like a show that's a part of E! News, and it was on YouTube. And they were talking about the whole situation, about how Ye said he still was married to her and he did not want to break up. He was calling out everybody too. He said the only reason why this publicist that he does not fool with, and he said it, pushing all this stuff into Kim's ear about him, is because they want another episode. They want another wedding. He called out Hulu, like all of that. Like he was going left. It's a problem because it seems like he's trying to work the marriage out, but she's already done moved on and public about it. So that's where the discrepancy was. But one thing that I didn't like this lady on this E! News web series has said was that she was like, it has to be exhausting to be with Kanye. It has to be exhausting to be with Kim K too. I get it, Kanye is deep. Let's just not forget that they was married for 6 years though. So whatever exhaustion she experienced in being with him, I'm sure it wasn't that bad because she stayed with him so long. Number one. Number two, it gotta be exhausting to be in a relationship with her because you got all these cameras, you got all these people, you got all these publicists, you got all these nannies, which he mentioned, just in your business all the time. Following you around all the time, telling you what to do, telling you what to say. Everything is about what will the people say. Everything is about what will social media say. That's exhausting because I know how social media is exhausting myself. I know how sometimes I gotta hop off Instagram before I go crazy, but you live on Instagram, but you live on Facebook, but you live on YouTube. That's a lot. That's exhausting in itself. So don't make it seem like Kanye is the issue here. They both are the issue. I don't know what the issue was, but something went wrong. And it takes two to tango. I just felt like she had her nose turned up to Kanye, like she had already taken sides. But let me tell you something about your boy Pete Davidson, okay? Pete Davidson is one of my favorite comedians right now. I watch his special, one of his specials. I don't know how many he has, but I watched one of them. Hilarious. I watch movies that he's in. I love his acting skills and everything. He's hilarious to me. But let me tell you something, Pete Davidson. You better stay in your lane. You got Kanye West. Yay. This 44-year-old man and his wife, and you out here on roller coasters with her. You better stay in your lane, young buck. That's how I see that. And you might be wondering how they're all connected now. You know that Pete is friends with MGK, who is friends with Travis Baker, who is dating Courtney. He's out of his league. Pete, you're out of your league. And I don't even understand how Pete be pulling these girls, because he was with Ariana Grande. She's beautiful. I'm not saying anything about Pete. It's just he does pull a certain caliber of women, and it's very interesting to me. Now, let's go back to Drake, and let's talk about what has happened recently within the last couple of days at this ASTROWORLD concert that Travis Scott was putting on. Now, it was Travis Scott concert, and then Drake made a surprise appearance. People then died. We had a security guard get stabbed in the neck with a needle. What is happening? I'm talking about people from the ages of 14 to 27 are dead because they got squeezed and trampled to death over this concert. Now, the whole thing about the needle, they made it seem like allegedly, or there was rumors going around that people were walking around with needles and drugs and they were stabbing people. That's what I heard at first, but come to find out, there's this police chief named Troy Finner, if I'm not mistaken. He did confirm that a security guard was poked in the neck with a needle when he was trying to apprehend one of the festival attendees. And he was given, I think it's called Narcan, Narcan, which is used to reverse the effects of fentanyl. So he did get stabbed in the neck with something. That's crazy to me. As far as all the other people that were going, apparently when they came out and started performing, you know, all the people in the back, everybody was running and rushing towards the front, and it was squeezing the people that were in the crowd. Now, this is not nothing new. If you've ever seen a Michael Jackson concert, you're going to be squished. And people at the Michael Jackson concert, they're passing out and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So it's normal for people to pass out. It's normal for medical staff to be on standby. And it's normal for them to crowd surf people to the front in order for them to get the medical attention they need. Now, there's a lawsuit that's coming up, and the guy that's suing is Thomas J. Henry. He's a Texas attorney, and he is going to be representing one of the victims. And he said that anyone that was injured can contact him because, you know, Travis Scott, Drake, they failed to stop the show when it was getting out of control and yada, yada, yada. However, how do you know that these people are dead versus these people are passed out? Now, there were some reports that there was some CPR and things going on. But at that time, when you're performing and there's like thousands upon thousands, it's a sea of people, and you just see people being crowd surfed. I mean, you might just think they're passed out. How are you supposed to know in that moment? I'm just thinking, if I'm Drake or if I'm Travis Scott and I'm on the stage performing, I'm not paying attention to every single little thing that's going on. And I'm understanding that it's going to get crazy, especially when they bring Drake out, of course. But how do you know exactly that that is what's happening? And for people to say they should have stopped the concert, they didn't stop the concert when people was passing out at Michael Jackson's concert. The show went on. I'm not being insensitive to the victims. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying that I don't think it's common practice for people to stop a concert because people are perceived to be passed out. That's like normal concert behavior. I did watch a Fox News interview with Timothy Perez and Joseph Gonzalez, who were close to the front, and they said that they were truly scared. When they started to feel the pressure from the crowd, they said they couldn't move their arms, they couldn't move anything. Like, it was crazy. And they said they were screaming for help. Now, this is the problem that I do have. They were screaming for help from the security guards and the officers that were standing close to the gate where they were, and nobody would help them. Somehow or some way, they managed to get over the gate. I think they tried to make their way somewhere else, get over the gate, and then they were free. They did get separated, I think, from their friends, and then they were able to just like get away. But they said they were scared. They were scared for their life. It was a nurse. She was about 23 years old. I don't remember her name. She said she had never experienced anything like that. She was seeing people pass out and everything, and she was getting squeezed so bad to the point where she passed out. Next thing she knew, she woke up with a water bottle in her lap. I can only imagine, because your girl ain't going to no concerts. I've only been to a couple concerts in my life. This is gonna be funny. I went to Alicia Keys' concert and we were on the grassy area just chilling. We weren't even up front. I went to Summer Jam. Wackest concert I ever been to. SOULJAH Boy called himself coming down here to the Southern Alabama area. So I took my homegirl's son to see SOULJAH Boy, who did not show up. So they wound up having to give us our $50 tickets back. I guess he was too big for this. That was inside the Civic Center, and we were in the front, and we were getting squished, and there wasn't even that many people. It wasn't even sold out. So I can only imagine if you're in a concert with people and everything. It's COVID out here, y'all. It's dangerous to be in a crowd that large. I don't see the appeal. All right, so let's see if we can watch a little bit of footage from that day. Okay. Apparently, this is going to be about some people who were breaking through the gate to get to the concert. This is so dangerous. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Somebody said something about how the cameraman was just standing there. What did you want him to do is my question. They still falling. It's out of control from the gate. It's done. It's done. It's over with. Like, this is too much. This is, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I wasn't ready for the horse. Oh my gosh. It's too much. It's already too much, y'all. Oh my God. They're yelling, stop the show. That's wild, y'all. That was probably scary. That was definitely scary. And you know that the conspiracy theories have already started. Apparently, there's some theory out that this was a sacrifice, and the bodies that, you know, the people that died, they were a part of this sacrifice situation. You know how they be talking about all the Illuminati and all that stuff. I'm like, dang, that didn't take long for the conspiracy theories to start. But while we're on the subject of music, let's go ahead and talk about your girl, Summer Walker, still over it. I know who Summer Walker is. I have not been a fan. I don't care how good people thought Over It was. I was not impressed with Over It. Virtually nothing that I hear today from these alleged R&B artists is R&B. Just because you sing slow don't make it R&B. R&B is about a content. It's about a vibe. It's about your lyrics. These artists today are not hitting that. You can't change a genre. R&B is what it is. Now you can create a new one. This is not R&B. What she's doing is not R&B. It's a spin-off from it, but it's not, because I don't feel like R&B is about what most of these people be talking about fighting and all this cussing in the R&B. And I'm not saying R&B artists back in the day didn't cuss and all that. Every single cuss word you could think of, they singing it. That's throwing me off at the gate. Like I said, I'm not saying that there was never artists that ever sang a cuss word, but it's too much. It's rampant and it's not clever. And that's my biggest beef. These lyrics are not clever. With R&B, I should be able to relate to your music. Every single R&B song that I could think of back in the day, and by back in the day, I mean in the 90s, 2000s, is 100% relatable. Even if I did not go through that myself. Like that song, Fourth Baby Mama. I don't even like the title. I didn't like it when Fantasia did it. This song is an IG video. This is an IG live video. This is when they get on IG live and they spill it all. This is not a song. This shouldn't have even been made into a song. This could have just been a continuation of what she'd been doing on IG live as far as I'm concerned. If R&B lyrics or song lyrics or rap lyrics were supposed to sound like regular conversations, then everybody would be a rapper. Everybody would be a singer. Your music is supposed to be relatable to everybody. You're supposed to be clever with your lyrics so that when you sing a song, you can relate to it whether you've gone through it or not. Like, you can feel it. A lot of the stuff that she talk about, I can't relate to because it's so basic. It's so specific. I want to say, and don't quote me on this, but if I'm not mistaken, she might have dropped London on the track name, like actually said London. The first one I'm gonna start with is Yo Mama, because like that's how something like how Fourth Baby Mama started out. That's so lame to me. Think about SWV Week. Think about early in the morning, I put breakfast on your table and make sure that your coffee has its sugar and cream. Your eggs are over. You know the rest of the song, okay? Then she go on to say, now you say the juice is sour. It used to be so sweet, and I can't help but to wonder if you're talking about me. We don't talk the way we used to talk. It's hurting so deep. I've got my pride. I will not cry, but it's making me weak. Look how clever that was. We talking about breakfast. She done made an analogy with breakfast in her relationship. Clever, bro. I can relate to that. That song, when that song came out, I don't even know when this song came out. All I know is that I was a child. This is relatable to everybody who was in a relationship and then all of a sudden it went bad. I can relate to this because even though I had never cooked anybody any breakfast, I did, however, when I was in the 7th grade, have a little boyfriend named Jason Smith. He had the side shave, he used to rollerblade. All this was curly. He was half black, half white, just blonde and just golden. And I just liked him so much. But let me tell you something, that juice got sour when he started looking at the little Hispanic girl from our school. All of a sudden, I'm dumped, and he got a new boo that he's hanging out with at the bus area, okay? So I can relate to this. Even when I was like 12 or 13 years old, and still to this day, what she talking about, that only has to do with her in London. I don't care about that, period. That's all I got to say about that. I don't know what else to tell you. Last but not least, Alec Baldwin. What is happening with him, y'all? Y'all already know that Helena, is that her name? Helena Hutchins was shot dead because he fired a gun that he didn't think had any bullets in it. I still haven't wrapped my head around that. I don't care if you had real bullets, fake bullets. Why was she killed? I just don't understand that. That's just wild to me. So that happened. This production worker, Jason Miller, recently was bit by a brown recluse spider, which is poisonous, and has had multiple surgeries and might have to get his arm amputated. Y'all, what is going on? What is happening on this set? Shut this movie down. I ain't never going to see this movie. You can go see this movie, but there's so many bad vibes around this movie. I'm not going to see this movie. Nobody should see this movie. Apparently, in the production, people die. Okay? I'm not doing it. It's too much going on. And with that being said, y'all, I'm about to shut her down. So, I hope you enjoyed that video. And if you got any topics you want me to talk about, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. You know. And until next time, people.